He only wanted to buy a simple coffee, but within minutes, everything changed. The cashier thought she could look down on him without consequences, until she discovered who he really was. Marcus Williams was a simple man in appearance, but powerful in influence. Dressed in dark jeans and a gray sweater, he blended in among the hurried customers of this small neighborhood convenience store. Yet, behind his discreet demeanor lay a successful entrepreneur, a man who had built a tech empire and whose name regularly appeared in the media. He was not the type to flaunt his wealth. That morning, on his way to an important meeting, he had decided to stop by this small shop to grab a coffee. He walked in, quietly joined the queue, and waited his turn, hands in his pockets. When he reached the counter, the cashier, a white woman in her 40s, her hair tightly pulled into a bun, and her gaze cold, stared at him for a moment before looking away. "Can I have a black coffee, please?" Marcus asked politely. The woman did not respond immediately. She glanced behind him and, completely ignoring his presence, addressed the next customer, a white man dressed in a suit. "Good morning, sir. What can I get for you?" Marcus raised an eyebrow, initially surprised, then instantly understood what was happening. She had deliberately erased him, as if he didn't exist. "Excuse me, but I was here before him." The cashier shot him a disdainful look before letting out an exaggerated sigh. "I serve whoever I want. You can wait." The man in the suit glanced at Marcus, visibly uncomfortable, but said nothing. A heavy silence settled over the store. A few customers turned their heads, intrigued by the sudden tension in the air. Marcus felt anger rising, but he was a thoughtful man. He had learned, over time, that the greatest victories weren't won through anger but through intelligence. He took a deep breath, stepped back, and pulled out his phone. "All right, if that's how it is, then let's do things differently." His tone was calm, but something in his gaze sent a chill down the cashier's spine. She didn't know it yet, but she had just made a huge mistake. Marcus made only one call. "Michael, it's Marcus. I need you to check something for me." As the conversation unfolded, the cashier continued serving other customers, still ignoring Marcus as if she had already won. But within minutes, everything changed. The store door swung open abruptly, and a man in a three-piece suit walked in with a brisk pace. It was the owner of the store chain. His eyes scanned the room until they landed on Marcus, then shifted to the cashier. "Mrs. Collins, come here immediately." The woman jumped, startled. "Mr. Carter? What's going on?" The owner advanced slowly, his gaze cold. "I was informed of an issue here. I need you to confirm something for me. This man, standing in front of you, did you refuse to serve him as a customer?" The cashier shot a nervous glance at Marcus before stammering. I didn't see him." Marcus smiled slightly. The lie was obvious. "So you didn't see him? Yet you managed to serve every customer around him," the owner retorted. Mrs. Collins felt the trap closing in on her. That's not what I meant. I didn't know who he was." That was the final straw. The owner stared at her for a long moment before speaking in a sharp tone. "So, if he were a wealthy and influential man, you would have treated him differently?" The cashier turned pale. "Mr. Carter, it's over. Take off your apron and leave immediately. We do not tolerate discrimination here." A heavy silence fell over the store. Customers watched the scene in stunned silence. Mrs. Collins, trembling, slowly unfastened her apron under the weight of countless eyes, realizing she had just lost her job because of her own prejudice. As she walked out, the owner turned to Marcus with deep respect. "Mr. Williams, on behalf of the entire company, I sincerely apologize. You are a valued customer here, and you will always be welcome." Marcus nodded. He had never needed to raise his voice. He had simply shown who he truly was. He finally received his coffee, this time with a smile from the remaining staff. But before leaving, he turned to the customers who had witnessed the scene. "Remember, respect should never be optional, no matter who you are or where you come from. Because, in the end, it's not titles or wealth that define a person, but their values." Some customers nodded in agreement, while others looked away in shame. but the message had been delivered. And you, what would you have done in this situation? Would you have reacted differently? Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Not Just Stories for more inspiring stories that remind us of one important truth. These stories are not just stories, they are real.